Oh, lovely.
And there's lots of salads.
Okay, so I guess we're going to get started. Our first mother-daughter duo is Andrea and Jordan McMurdo. And these are our pioneer family. They are dressed in clothing of the times when Tallmadge was first founded. Very simple clothing. Tallmadge was started out as a farming town, so no rules there. So those are our pioneer family. Next we have our first bride. This is Christy Cochran. She is wearing a bridal dress that is over 59 years old. It is her grandmother Lillian Cochran's bridal dress. They were married in February of 1949. Bob and Lillian were married. Their neighbor. Come back here, you little bride. Quit running away. You stand up there so we can all see you. Thank you. Mrs. Vereshak, who was Lillian's neighbor, volunteered to make the dress for $35 because she couldn't find a dress that she liked. So now this dress is over 58 years old, and her granddaughter's wearing it, which I think is just amazing. So thank you so much. Don't leave though. You stand right up there. Scoot back that way so we can admire your pretty dress. Because you're not running away that way. Okay, and next we have Kylie Natcher. She is a student at Tallmadge Middle School. She is wearing Becky Figler's wedding dress. Becky and Rick were married 29 years ago yesterday. To the day that this was worn by Becky. The dress was purchased at JCPenney's in 1978 for $150 on the discontinued rack. So I think that's pretty amazing. And a little bit of a story that Becky shared with us when she was telling us about this dress. When they were heading, I believe, on their honeymoon, he wanted to purchase her a special jewelry box. So these jewelry boxes that were made at the West Virginia State Penitentiary. So they went to the West Virginia State Penitentiary on their wedding anniversary, or on their honeymoon, to purchase this box. So she's going back and forth about which box she was going to decide on, and then she found out that the gentleman that was selling the box was in prison for double murder. So it was quickly after that she made her decision and picked the box that she wanted, and unfortunately we don't have the box anymore, but I thought that story was great, so I just wanted to share that. So that is our bridesmaid dress that is 29 years old. So next we have Erica. Now I'm going to butcher her last name, Voloski. She is actually a teacher here in Tallmadge at Overdale. She was married to her husband Mark in July of this year. She purchased her dress for approximately $1,300. So it's just, we have the $35 model, we have the $150, and then we have the $1,300. So all very, very beautiful. So thank you, ladies. And again, the flowers. Okay, and always when we have the beautiful brides, we have the hideous bridesmaids. So we will manage to find some hideous bridesmaids to go along with our brides. Our first hideous bridesmaid dress is Cassidy, and I'm going to butcher her last name, Straganovich, and she's wearing a dress that was stunning velvet collar and sleeves in a wonderful mustard brown. I mean, you just really cannot beat it. You know, the contrast of the yellows are just to die for. This dress was donated to the Dynamics group here in Tallmadge, and they were kind enough to allow us to borrow it because it's so beautiful. So thank you, Cassidy, for sharing that. Our next bridesmaid model is Brianna McGonigal. McDougal, and stunning dress. I'm envious of the whole bridal party that wore this wonderful, wonderful ensemble. Again, this was donated by the Dynamics Group, which came from a Tallmadge family. Okay, next we have Carrie Hadley. Oh, no, we have Emma. Come on out, Emma. Here's Emma Grunt. She is a kindergarten student here at Overdale. Thank you so much. Let's see, this dress was given to us by Cindy Hadley. It was made for Cindy for her uncle's wedding back in 1983. She is a graduate of Tallmadge High School, and Cindy Hadley, of course, and she now resides in Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio. So Emma just looks darling in this little handmade dress. Can you turn around so we can see the back? Oh, beautiful. Thank you, darling. You can go back that way. Got it? Excellent. Okay. So next we have Carrie Hadley. She is a student at Tallmadge Middle School. This is Joan Hadley's dress and her mother. And Carrie is wearing, this is her mother's dress, I'm sorry. She was a maid of honor in her sister's wedding back in 1981. So I think that's pretty amazing. Her daughter is wearing her dress. So turn around and let me see the back. This one is actually quite decent. It's beautiful, I think. And the story that Joan told us about the dress was the dress was originally supposed to tie in the back. So the opening would have been in the back, so it would have been closed in the front, but she didn't like that at all. We had to have the front a little open. So she actually had it altered so she could tie it in the front. So I think that's beautiful, beautiful dress. Thank you, dear. Okay, so let's see here. Next, moving along, we have our PTA parents. And we wanted to start out showing some of the dress of the PTA folks. So Beth Sands is coming out. Beth was not prepared to wear this outfit, so just ignore her from the waist down. But this outfit was donated by Joan Trent. It was actually, the PTA folks of the past used to get very dressed up. Hats, coats, gloves, the nines to come to these meetings. She also told me that the PTA in the 40s would have safe homes for the people in the war. So these women would stand outside with signs, and therefore the PTA was very involved in that. And when someone needed a safe place to be, they knew that these women had safe places for them. So that is that. And her wonderful, wonderful, you can stand there because you're so cute. Okay. Because I just want to embarrass you for as long as I can. And Beth is also the president of Dunbar School. So we thank her for doing that. Joan had a funeral and couldn't make it, so she was nice enough to step in into that wonderful furry dress. Or furry coat, I guess. Okay, next we have Carmen Thompson. And Carmen is the way we dress today. Cell phone in hand, comfortable shoes, no gloves, no hats, no purse. Oh, you always have a purse though, but she's showing the modern PTA mom. So we thank Carmen for coming. Carmen is on my board. She is my secretary, so I appreciate all of her help. Okay, now we have the reality of the PTA world. And this is what we all look like, wish we could look like, do look like, answer phones like. We have a manual routine. And this is the reality of it all, folks. Pocket slippers. If we could all just come out like that, the world would be a better place, because no one would have to ever worry. We'd all look the same, and we'd all be hideous, so that would be great. So thank you, girls. Okay. Now moving on, we have Anna Grund. Anna is a student at Dunbar School. She is wearing Joan Hadley's Girl Scout uniform from 1970, so it's now about 37